How's it hanging, Pokemon fans? Chris here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how I personally store my Pokemon cards. Not to say that this is the best way to do it, but these are just multiple ways that I do it, and maybe it'll give you guys some insight on how to do it yourselves. Now, to spice up this video, I know these videos can get kind of dry. I'm going to be giving away a lot of code cards throughout the video, so you want to stay tuned for that one. So the first and most common way I really don't store them like this, but a lot of people do, is this way, in these Ultra Pro sleeves like this. Now, I don't recommend this way unless you have, like, not expensive cards like these. You're not really going to want to put your favorite cards in these ones, just because the fact that they can slip out very easy. You can just see that, and then get damaged quite easily as well. If you want to store them in some sort of binder, because what a lot of people do is they would put these in the 3-ring binders. I don't suggest doing that, just because the rings, like the metal part of the binder, may actually dig into the Pokemon cards themselves, leaving dents. And if you're thinking of selling them or even looking at them one day and you want them in mint condition, that's definitely going to ruin your plans for that. So what I do instead is I store them in this Ultra Pro binder. You can see there's no rings there, it's just a bunch of flaps. And if you watched my base set reveal video, you'll see how I store them in here. You can see we have the first 4 sets of Pokemon. We have the base set, Team Rocket, Fossil, Jungle, etc. So I don't just slip the cards in here. You can see, since these are hollow, they have the extra sleeves for protection. So what I do and how I do them, sorry if this is common sense for you guys, but I put the card in the sleeve first. I sleeve it up, and then I kind of double sleeve it by putting it in here. Now, this is a side loader, whereas the plastic one is a top loader. Side loaders make sure that the cards are harder to pull out. You actually have to give it a little bit of effort. Be careful doing this not to bend the card. And that's that. The next way I do it is by putting it in an Ultra Pro case. Now, no way, shape, or form is this video sponsored by Ultra Pro. I just really like their products. They back it up. And I've been using them for quite some time, and they seem to be doing the job by protecting the cards. These also have a clear back, although this could either be put on a wall or whatnot. The clear back is also really nice little addition. These are screw down, so these are similar to like the screw down cases. Each one comes in a slot. Also, if you're gonna do this, they're inexpensive, but also you can see, look closely, this will probably give you a better angle of it. I also put them in penny sleeves. This also ensures that if they shift, which they won't in the penny sleeve, that they're not being scratched by anything. You just want to take all precautions necessary. They won't shift. I'm even shaking it, which I don't recommend doing, but nothing's going to move. One of the most popular ways, or the way that's rising in demand, is by putting cards in PSA cases. Also, by getting them professionally graded, it also adds value to the card down the line, just because a collector will know that this card is perfect condition, it's stored, and it's professionally graded. It's not like me saying that this Korokoro Mew is a Gem Mint 10. Meanwhile, if you look closely, you might find a little flaw, and it'll come back as a PSA 8 or 9. Now, what I also do, I also take it one step ahead. So you have the protection of the PSA card, but I also bought these sleeves for them. I got them from TCA Gaming, but there's a lot of people who buy these perfect fit sleeves. So what you do is, when you get your card, you slip it in there, you take this little sticker off, like that, and you can see it fits beautifully. Also, if you want to put it on a shelf like I do, it makes sure that the clumpy packaging doesn't take up too much room, and you can store a lot more cards that way. And if you don't want to get them PSA graded just because of the time and the money, what I do is I also bought these Ultra Pro fit sleeves to fit the Pokemon cards, and I also put them in sleeves like this, the perfect sleeves for the Ultra Pro. Now, this is a magnetic case. Once again, as you can see, I do put them in the penny sleeves, so that if there's any shifting, which there isn't in this case with the penny sleeve, that there won't be any additional damage to the card. Now, you don't have to put them in one of these. They'll be more than fine in this. I have a lot of cards that are exposed just like this on a little shelf, but since this is a very valuable card, this is the Japanese version of the Skyridge card. I just slip them in here like that, put the adhesive on, and there you have it. Now even the Ultra Pro case is protected. If you're like me, you love collecting tins, like Pokemon tins. The best way to protect these ones, there isn't necessarily a case for them, is just some good bubble wrap. You don't want to get that dollar store stuff, you want to get that really thick, like look at the thickness of those bubbles. And just kind of wrap it around it. I personally store these in a container. If you're going to put these in containers, I highly suggest using bubble wrap, because if you're going to pick up the container or the container shifts, or even just the rubbing of the seal could cause it to scratch, rip, or whatnot. This is a Jolteon tin. It's more of a newer tin. I believe it's from 2017. But I have the trio set, so I want to keep these in mint condition. I don't want anything ruining the seal or damaging the tin. So all I do, simply get some bubble wrap, wrap it around, and then I just put it in the box, making sure that even this end and this end are enclosed. Now I also collect booster boxes. Now the best way I found is getting these bins. I got them off Amazon. They're the Every Family bins. I believe they're 20 CTs. They fit 2 booster boxes. Sorry for the squeaking. As you can see, they perfectly fit the Unbroken Bonds booster box and the Team Up booster box. Now, as an extra precaution, I also put some bubble wrap around the bottom and the sides so that in any case that it would shift or even rub against the plastic, the seal would remain perfect. Now, depending on where you live in the world, I live in Canada, so we don't really get that much humidity. We do get humidity, but nothing out of this world. But just to make sure that when I close these bins that the humidity doesn't crinkle the boxes or do anything with the cardboard, I take it one step further and I get the silica gel packets. You can get a bunch of these off Amazon as well. And all I do, make sure not to touch these. I don't think that they'll do anything to them, but I just slip them in between there. And then that way when I seal the bin, I know that no humidity is really gonna affect the cards at all. And I also put these into one big bin as well, and they're easily stackable. Before we continue, as promised, let's give away some code cards. Don't worry, this won't be the only giveaway in the video, so if this is what you're here for, you're gonna wanna keep scrolling because this isn't the only giveaway that we're gonna be giving. Alright guys, best of luck, and like I said, there'll be more coming throughout the video. The way I store my extra PSA cards that aren't on display and extra packs is in a nice aluminum box. Now these boxes, I don't know what exactly they're called. They go by many names, but a lot of them are like barbers boxes, just because barbers put a lot of their tools and utilities in here. So the way I did it, and they're pretty customizable if you look inside, is I put different storage areas. Here's just a little bit of bubble wrap. I put my packs over here. I put my Perfect Fit pack sleeves here. I put my vintage booster packs on this side. Jungle First Edition, Neo Genesis, Neo Revelation First Edition, Neo Discovery, Plasma Blast, and these are just the cereal packs. As you can see, to keep them straight and make sure that they don't bend, packs are very light and packs are very bendy. I put them in the Ultra Pro or Card Saver 1 protectors where you'd put regular cards to send off to PSA, but I took it one step further and put some Perfect Fit sleeves around the edge. You can see there's an extra layer of plastic just to protect the whole card and make sure that it stays straight, and this will make sure it doesn't bend. Put my extra English ones on this side, put my Japanese on this side. If you guys watched my Japanese video, here are just some of the cards that I have. That's pretty cool. So yeah, nothing really too intuitive about this one. You just kind of store them. They don't come like this. You can kind of organize them the way you want. But for me, I felt that this was the best way to organize everything. Now we're nearing the end of the video. The last thing I wanted to do is talk about how I store my bulk. Now if you're like me and love to open up booster boxes or sealed products, which I used to do, I don't really do much anymore, just because I turned more into the collecting side of Pokemon, is I store my bulk in these Elite Trainer boxes. The way I do it is I put a pack, an empty pack of what the set is. I know you could tell by the symbols. If you look at that, it's Ultra Prism, but just by putting the pack on top, it just down the line saves me a lot of trouble. You can see a lot of these are just common bulk. Nothing's really going to happen to them, and at worst if they get a little bit of a whitening ding, which isn't really going to happen unless you throw these things across the room, that there's going to be no damage and the value of the card is not really going to decrease. They're not going to give you half a cent for it. But I mean, if the card is completely bent and damaged, they might reject it just because nobody's really going to want to buy them. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed. Like I said, this isn't necessarily the only ways you can store your Pokemon cards, but these are the ways that I do in different ways. This also ensures the longevity of them. I know a lot of people want to collect for the future. Even if you don't want to sell them down the road, you want to keep your stuff in mint condition, because Pokemon is an expensive hobby. So take what I say with a grain of salt. If you have any questions on where I buy these, if you're interested, leave a comment in the section below or send me a message and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to be pushing out a lot more content before next week for the Hidden Fates set comes out. I'm really excited for that one. There's going to be a lot of openings for that. So I know you guys have been patient. You know I don't like to open up a lot of things on camera that I'm collecting. But in this case with Hidden Fates, we're going to be opening up a ton of stuff. So stay tuned for that one. Once again guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a like. And if you like my content, subscribe. Thank you so much and have a great day guys. We'll see you on the next video.